Hello, everybody. Buddy with Midland, Texas. Did a little short video for you tonight. It's been a while. Kind of laid off. Had a TikTok channel. Had over almost 3 million views, 8,000 followers, and they deleted it. That was pretty upsetting. But I still have my YouTube channel, and the story's still here. This is a Facebook post I did tonight, and I've talked about this before, but I think it's really important. And I want to throw this theory out there. You let everybody look at it. And what we're looking at here is a Google Earth picture, basically of my house and the next door neighbor's house in the backyard. Okay. And I want to show you here. If you look here, I've got it wrote up here that this direction over here is where we believe one of the underground homes is located. Done plenty of videos about that. Lots of people said underground homes are here. So it's believed it's right here. But this right here is what I believe is a suspected tunnel entrance that was in the next door neighbor's backyard. And then there was these boards laid up here that were blocking my view from the ground. You're going to hear more about that in a minute. And so I got a short read. Let me start in. It says suspected tunnel entrance. About a week before the murder attempt, I crawled on my roof looking around for a tunnel entrance, and I saw this in my next door neighbor's backyard. I couldn't see it from the ground because he had these large boards leaning against his shed that blocked my view. I now know that one of the underground homes is in my backyard, and it's very close to that, as you can see. I later looked this up on Google Earth historical maps. Okay, what we're looking here is Google Earth. It's a free download, and I put in my address right here. 3802 Fair Circle, Midland, Texas. Hit search. Okay, and that's where it put me in there. And you can see the Home Depot store right here, the big building with the blacktop, and my address. And if I scroll the mouse, I zoom in. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm zooming in. I'm going to show you here. We're zooming in. This is my home. I was shot right about there in my home. Behind it's the Home Depot store. This button at the top, I want to show you here which one it is. It's this one, Show Historical Imagery. So you click that button right there. Okay, and you get this slide bar right here. And then I can go back into time and I can look at the pictures. Okay, so there, that one's dated 2008. Now I want to show you right here in the neighbor's backyard, there's not a suspected tunnel entrance in September 2008. And now I'm going to go to the next one. Let's go is December 2009, and there it is. It's put in right there. You see it in the backyard. So we know it went in between that time frame, between that 2008, 2009. That's when Mike Lawhon died, and that's where I suspect this was a tunnel entrance that come over connected to the underground home in the backyard. Would also lead to where they could get into my attic. Okay, and it looks like this neighbor put that in. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep going here with the bar. Okay, we're gonna look at it. That's 2011, June 2011, about 6 months before the premeditated murder attempt in my life. And as I said, I climbed on my roof. I was looking for a suspected tunnel entrance, and I saw it. Okay, and the deal was they had these boards right here, and I couldn't see it from the ground. I could see it when I was on my roof. About a week later, I'm ambushed and shot with my phone lines cut. Premeditated murder attempt. 2013, okay, after I survived murder attempt, it's still there. I found it on Google Earth, like here, and I started posting pictures of it. 2014, it's still there. And then all of a sudden here, I'm going to show you, on April 2016, boom, it's gone. Okay, so it looks like because I was posting pictures on social media of it and going, hey, somebody from under my home, shot me. This looks like a tunnel entrance. All of a sudden it disappeared. So it looks like this tunnel entrance was put in around the top. Mike Lawhon died, and then it was taken out or moved once I figured out it was there. That's how you use Google Earth. And I saw where the suspected tunnel entrance was put in around the time that Mike Lawhon, the 27-year-old previous owner of my home, had died. That happened the week before the 2008 oil show started, which seems significant because I believe the oil show parties were held in the underground home in the backyard. I then transferred into town as the next unsuspecting owner. I come in from out of town with a large company and transferred in. After I survived the premeditated murder attempt in 2012 and started posting pictures of this suspected tunnel entrance on Facebook, he took it out. That was around 2014, 2015. We'll see that in a minute. I remember seeing people out there in the middle of the night sometimes, flashlights or whatever, and a few minutes later, I would hear somebody in my attic. I was sure that was a tunnel entrance. This next door neighbor's the extremely rude guy that was calling me crazy when I was in my backyard minding my own business one day. I made a video of that. We're going to look at that in a minute. A friend was watching that video and she said, even if you had shot yourself, which I hadn't, the evidence is absolutely clear, who would insult and mock a crippled person like that, you know? And she's right, you know? I mean, how rude could you get, you know? And she is sure that he knows something about the crimes, which I believe he does too, you know? And I wonder if he, you know, there's a connection, you know, if there's a tunnel that he put in coming to my house and, you know, and then Mike Lawhon dies and then, you know, I'm ambushed and shot by somebody under the ground. I'm told that 4 people have been murdered, died in the house. It looks like that might be a pretty good suspect. I'm going to show you something here on Google Earth. Okay, now that gives you an idea how to run Google Earth, how I looked up this evidence. You can do that for yourself to go back in time and look at them maps. Okay, so here's some comments I put down there. I said, if you download Google Earth and then look at my address of 3802 Fair Circle, Midland, Texas, and then look at the historical pictures, you'll see this suspected tunnel entrance was put in, but sometime between March 2008, and December 2009. Mike Lawhon, the previous owner of this house, died on October 2008. I come in and bought the home from the widow just a few weeks later. I've wondered if this tunnel entrance was connected to his suspected murder. I mean, I think that's a real fair question when we go back in time and we look at, you know, as I showed you there on Google Earth, here it is 33108, and it's not there, but by 12509, there it is in that backyard. And during that time, Mike Lawhon died, and I transferred into town as the next unsuspecting victim, okay? And here the previous owner was telling his friends about somebody breaking into his house before he died. I'm going to show you a picture of him. This is Mike Lawhon, and there's a whole story about Mike, how, you know, there's conflicting information about where he died at. The Odessa American posted that he died in Fort Worth. Then they posted a second death notice, changed the location death, said he died in at his residence, which is this home. The neighbor lived across the street, Marilyn DeLuigi, told me twice that Mike died in this home. I believe he was killed here and taken to Fort Worth, and that was because the next week was the oil show parties, and they were having the parties in the underground home in the backyard. You know, a friend of Mike's was a friend of mine, and she wrote me and she said here. So I talked to a friend of mine that was really good friends with Mike, the guy that lived in the house before you did, and she said he said Mike would always talk about how he felt like people were in his house, how he knew people were in his house. Okay, and so the crimes that I've been reporting, you know, starting back in 2010, you know, then I'm shot. I was reporting burglar alarms going to the attic, and ever since, you know, many burglaries in this house. They were going on before I moved here. He was reporting the same crimes before he died at 27 years old with conflicting information. And what's interesting is it looks like that tunnel entrance was put in around the time he died. Okay, I think that's highly suspicious. Okay. See, I wonder if he, the next door neighbor, was under my home on 12812 the night I was ambushed and shot by somebody under my home. If he's got a tunnel entrance under my home, right? Because the suspected tunnel entrance was there at that time. That would explain why he was trying to call me crazy when the evidence shows I'm the victim of a premeditated capital attempted murder. That's the first sign of something real fishy's going on when I have absolute proof showing I'm the victim of a capital attempted murder, you know, and somebody's calling you crazy. Those lies no longer work. You know, that's what they were using to try to cover up this failed murder. And this is me crawling out, and it shows the date on 12812. And here's a previous resident of my home, Ricky Ronaldo, and he's on record saying when I was a kid, there were tunnels under that house. Me and my brother, we used to always go down there, you know. Okay. Next one here says the suspected tunnel entrance was taken out between 10/2/14 and 4/28/16. Okay, so 2014, 2016. Law enforcement could check with Facebook and verify what happened after I started posting pictures of it on Facebook. And that's what I'm saying is we know based on Google Earth historical pictures that, hey, there it is on 10/2/14, and then it's gone on 4/28/16. So sometime down in between that time, it got moved or taken out, And you know, and I believe the reason it was taken out is because I found it on Google Earth pictures, and I was posting pictures of it on Facebook going, hey, somebody shot me on the ground. It looks like the neighbor's got a tunnel to my house, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, it disappears. It's gone, you know. This next picture shows it was recently removed on April 2016. You can see where the grass hadn't even grown over yet, you know. At the same time, this tree's taken out. And that's kind of interesting, too. I think that's probably connected. Here's my home over here in the backyards where it's believed one of the 4 underground homes is, and that's where the parties were going on, okay? And here, I'm gonna let you watch this. This is a video. I was in my backyard one day, and you know, doing some measurements or whatever, and this guy starts yelling over my fence. This neighbor, you know, and so you're gonna listen to that. And I said, and I wrote up here. I said, before the murder attempt, this was before I shot, I was telling this same neighbor about the people in the attic crimes, and he said with pride, "That's what professional burglars do." I had never even heard of that happening before, people getting in the attic. You know, that was a long time back in 2010, 2011. I said, we now know these burglars are also killers. They cut my phone lines and shot me by surprise. They listened to me scream for help and waited for me to die, you know.
My backyard? You don't want me in my own backyard? What are you saying? My blood pressure medicine?
You need to take your medicine.
My blood pressure medicine?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, you're crazy medicine.
Is that, what is that, a slander?
You're crazy medicine.
Really?
You already reading your stuff, what you did to your ex-wife.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
You're a creeper.
Really?
You believe in Space Jam.
Oh, okay.
Space Jam is not real.
Uh-huh.
Creeper.
Hey, what do you know about these multiple, what do you know about these murders?
Creeper.
Huh? You know anything about these murders?
Yourself.
Huh? Do you know anything about the murder attempt on my life?
Tell the people you're lying.
Do you know anything?
You're lying. You shot your foot by yourself.
The,
You're
ev-
playing with fire,
the,
stupid.
the evidence shows that I didn't.
There's no evidence.
The-
The evidence is your foot. You shot
The
your
pellets
foot.
removed from my foot were 2.5 sizes different than what was in my gun.
Yeah, stupid. That's why you don't have a gun. They think
2.5 sizes different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you harassing me in my own yard?
No, I'm just telling you.
I'm the victim of a capital crime. You understand I'm the victim of a capital crime.
Yeah. Shut up.
I'm out here minding my own business. You come over here and started, you come over here and started mouthing off to me.
Shut up, stupid.
A comment come in and says, have you ever posted your neighbor's name? You know, and I was like, is he somehow connected to the oil field? And, you know, actually, I think he mows lawns for a living or whatever, but everybody around here is connected to the oil field. This oil field country, you know. And then I had, as far as I know, I don't remember ever posted his name, but it's easy to look up anybody's name. You just go to the Midland County Appraisal District, you know, and you'll put the address in and go, oh, he bought this home from this person at this date. That's what that shows you there. You know, Buddy bought this home from Mike Lawhon on this date, you know, and you can go back on the deed history, you know. So that's another deal there. This is another thing, another comment. Ladies want me to do a podcast. And so anyways, you know, the question has been asked out there, if this was a tunnel entrance, was it put in when Mike Lawhon died? Does it have a connection to his suspected murder, or the 4 murders I was told happened in my house, or the premeditated murder attempt on my life? You know, I think that's a real fair question.